Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome finally to another part of my Eragon dramatic reading. Now, yeah, I just realized I didn't check the background as hard as I should have, but my excuse is I've had a hard day. Not a hard day, but just running around doing stuff. It was a little bit hectic, very tiring. Like, I got back home, I was like, but anyways, now I'm finally reading more of Eragon, and I feel like this dramatic reading is cursed because the other dramatic readings I've done, it's like I've had problems here and there, and then Eragon, it seems like I said, okay, we're on a good track, and I have a week or two where things go good. Then it's like 2 months, and then finally there's another part. I'm laughing because I'm crying on the inside. But anyways, let's continue reading the next chapter of, not the next chapter, but let's continue reading the current chapter of Eragon, because this is a part 2. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I'm checking the sound. Okay, sound's working. Let's not delay any further. A smooth routine was quickly established. Every morning, Eragon ran out to the tree and gave the dragon breakfast before hurrying back. During the day, he attacked his chores until they were finished, and he could visit the dragon again. Both Garo and Rorian noted his behavior and asked why he spent so much time outside. Eragon just shrugged and started checking to make sure he was not followed to the tree. After the first few days, he stopped worrying that a mishap would befall the dragon. Its growth was explosive. It would soon be safe from most dangers. The dragon doubled in size in the first week. 4 days later, it was as high as his knee. It no longer fit inside the hut in the Rowan, so Eragon was forced to build a hidden shelter on the ground. The task took him 3 days. When the dragon was a fortnight old, Eragon was compelled to let it roam free because it needed so much food. The first time he untied it, only the force of his will kept it from following him back to the farm. Every time it tried, he pushed it away with his mind until it learned to avoid the house and its other inhabitants. And he impressed on the dragon the importance of hunting only in the spine, where there was less chance of being seen. Farmers would notice if game started disappearing from Palancar Valley. It made him feel both safer and uneasy when the dragon was so far away. The mental contact he shared with the dragon waxed stronger each day. He found that, although it did not comprehend words, he could communicate with it through images or emotions. It was an impressive method. There's my fangirl adding to the text, so let's restart that sentence. It was an imprecise method, however, and he was often misunderstood. The range at which they could touch each other's thoughts expanded rapidly. Soon, Eragon could contact the dragon anywhere within 3 leagues. He often did so, and the dragon, in turn, would lightly brush against his mind. These mute conversations filled his working hours. There was also a small part of him connected to the dragon, ignored at times, but never forgotten. When he talked with people, the contact was distracting, like a fly buzzing in his ear. As the dragon matured, it squeaks deep into a roar, and the humming became a low rumble. Yet the dragon did not breathe fire, which concerned him. He had seen it blow smoke when it was upset, but there was never a hint of flame. When the month ended, Eragon's elbow was level with the dragon's shoulder. In that brief span, it had transformed from a small, weak animal into a powerful beast. Its hard scales were as tough as chainmail armor, its teeth like daggers. Eragon took long walks in the evening with the dragon paddling beside him. When they found a clearing, he would settle against a tree and watch the dragon soar through the air. He loved to see it fly and regretted that it was not yet big enough to ride. He often sat beside the dragon and rubbed its neck, feeling sinews and cord muscles flex under his hands. Despite Eragon's efforts, the forest around the farm filled with signs of the dragon's existence. It was impossible to trace all the huge four-clawed footprints sunk deep in the snow, and he refused even to try to hide the giant dung heaps that were becoming far too common. The dragon had rubbed against trees, stripping off the bark, and had sharpened its claws on dead logs, leaving gashes inches deep. If Garo or Rorian went too far beyond the farm's boundaries, they would discover the dragon. Eragon could imagine no worse way for the truth to come out. So he decided to preempt it by explaining everything to them. He wanted to do two things first, though: give the dragon a suitable name and learn more about dragons in general. To that end, he needed to talk with Brahm, master of epics and legends, the only places where dragon lore survived. So when Rorian went to get a chisel repaired in Carvajal, Eragon volunteered to go with him. And that's it for today. For anyone who's read the book, they'll know, oh, hey, there's just like a little bit left of the chapter. Why are you splitting this into another video? It's not because I'm trying to get more views. It's actually because it's easier for me to practice. It's less for me to practice each time. AKA, it's not about greed, it's about laziness. I do a lot of work, and then I lax off. Cheers! Yeah, I was out and about so often, so early today that I couldn't actually make tea. So this is actually my tea of the day that should have been done in the morning. Plus, I've running around all day. I found a new pizza place that's close by that's actually really good. So, about this chapter. Now, I haven't seen the Eragon movie. I have seen people talk about it. I've seen in-depth reviews, and trust me, that's enough for me to go, nope. I love horrible movies, but listen, we all have our limits. So, but what made me think of what I know of the movie was its growth was explosive. From what I know seen of the movie, like this book sort of takes a little bit of time, going, hey, this happens, it grows this much. And from what I know of the movie, it's just like one, like 5-10, between like 5-10 seconds of Saphira, oh no. Okay, the dragon starting as, just the dragon, and then suddenly within like 5 or 10 seconds, it's a full grown dragon. It's like, Like if that was like the worst I heard that the movie did, I'd be like, okay, but yeah, I don't want to see it. I do a review request though, so if one of you want to request it via the link, which I will actually add after I'm done filming, you can do that. But mind you, you have to. It's under a paywall, but you know, I'm going to be suffering, so you spending like $1 a month is like that's nothing compared to the torment I'll have to endure on its. So my question for this chapter is what what do you for you, what would be the most nerve-wracking part of taking care of a dragon, of being in Eragon's situation where he has to hide it? Like, from what's described, what would be like your point where you'd go, I can't do this? Like, is there, what would be the hardest thing? Please comment down below. Also, comment and tell me anything else you noticed about this chapter. Love to hear. Also, remember to subscribe because I will be reading the entire inheritance cycle no matter how long it takes, no matter how many lifetimes. I will complete this. And also remember to like this video. Actually, liking and commenting helps the YouTube algorithm know that, hey, people actually want to see this and will help get this video the recognition it does not deserve. Also, if you are watching this on the desktop version of my blog, look over on the sidebar thingy-majig, wherever the heck it is now, and choose the follow by email option so you'll never again miss anything I do on my lovely blog, not just these lovely dramatic readings, which I need to get out more often, but also long posts that that dive into text, fan fictions, and a bunch of other things, many reviews. You'll love it, hopefully, so you don't want to miss a thing. And hope you all have a good night, and until next video, goodbye.